let's
they
go
love
to
him
the
in
guys.
Boston.
Let's go to the younger generation now, okay? Let's go to the young guns. And we pick it up with Bronny James. He's working to create a name for himself at the NBA Draft Combine. Bronny took the court during the three-point star drill and sunk 19 of 25 threes, including 12 in a row, making that the highest score in the Combine behind UConn's Alex Caravan. He also played well during the 5-on-5 scrimmage, accounting for 4 points, 4 rebounds, 2 steals in just 20 minutes. After the game, Bronny said he's most looking forward to getting into the league rather than just playing with his dad.
I would be happy about getting to the league instead of me thinking about playing with my dad. But that's like not my mindset right now at all. I'm just trying to put in the work and see where it takes me from there. I just want to, have people know my name is Bronny James and not being, identified as just LeBron James' son. I feel like that would be a great end goal.
All right, all fair. Stephen A., what's your reaction to Bronny's comments?
I'm not very comfortable with this subject. So I'm just going to say what I'm going to say because if you notice, I go out of my way not to speak about Bronny James, who I have never seen play. The reason why I go out of my way not to speak about him is because I never liked the position that LeBron James put him in. And I say that with profound respect. That's his son, who he loves dearly. Of course, there's no negative or ill intent on the part of LeBron James. He had the best of intentions. He's a great family man, loves his son, and aspires to play with his son in the league. So I've always been guarded by any words that I echo about Bronny, again, who I've never seen play. Bronny James, everybody that I've spoken to says he's not ready for the NBA, says he should stay in college, says he has some things to prove. They talk about his athleticism. They talk about his defensive prowess. They say that he has potential. They say the younger brother, Bryce, has more potential. I don't know. I haven't seen either one of them. But anytime I see Bronny James' name being brought up and goals about being in the NBA, here's where the discomfort comes from, Kendrick Perkins. Remember the McDonald's All-American game?
Yeah.
You know one of the things we never bring up, Doggy? Perk knows where I'm about to go. See, we had a whole bunch of people in NBA circles, scouts, evaluators, player personnel directors, some GMs, agents, stuff like that. They called and said he didn't deserve to be the McDonald's All-American. There was a couple of people that got hosed. And the reason why he got that was because he was LeBron James' son. Now, to me, I don't like saying that at all. I think that's something that's very unfair to Bronny. But what we have an obligation to point out is that those are the kind of things that have been said. So now we fast forward. You have a health scare, a very, very big health scare. Thank God he's okay. God bless him. He goes to USC thereafter. He's cleared to play. He averages 4.5 points a game or whatever it was. Then you've got people saying, well, if you average those numbers, who's going to be eligible for the NBA draft under those conditions? Well, then they bring up, once again, LeBron James. Not Bronny James, LeBron James' son. Why? Bronny James has done nothing to deserve this scrutiny. His father brought that on him because his father went before the world and said, I want to play with my son in the NBA. He didn't say he wanted his son in the NBA. He said, I want to play with my son in the NBA. So then you've got people scouring the draft slots, wondering who's going to take him. When you also have critics and evaluators, I'm not one of them. Again, I have not seen him play. But you have critics and evaluators out there who will look and say, there's only one reason he has a shot of getting drafted in the second round. Again, that's not Bronny James' fault. But his dad did that because you brought that microscopic level of attention on him. And you did it as opposed to his skills, his performance, his resume. So now we find ourselves in a situation where we're looking for him to provide a resume when for everybody else, you usually have to provide the resume first before you find yourself in that position. Even as somebody coming out of high school, you still have to have a resume. And so, again, I don't talk about him because I haven't seen him.
Yep.
I wanted to go see him in person, and I really, really, really root for the kid.
Yeah.
It's just that LeBron James, I thought, put him in a bad spot.
But now, obviously, out of respect, you weren't speaking about him when he was a kid and when he was in college because we don't really cover SC basketball. But now he's going to the pros.
Right.
So
we got to talk.
We got to
talk about him now. Thing about LeBron James being at the Cavs game, I'm glad he was there and not at the combine.
Right.
Because now Bronny has to show up and show out, meaning earn, not given. Right? LeBron, stay your ass away. We don't need you on the internet saying, oh, look at Bronny. They said he couldn't shoot. He's shooting. Oh, he got a 40-inch vertical. No more hyping it up, right? Like now he's in the trenches. And I must say, from what I've seen at the combine, he does look pretty damn good. I mean, he is 6'1". He has a 40-inch vertical. He shoots the tray ball pretty damn well. Look, whoever draft, if he gets drafted, this is not going to be one of those cases where he's going to come in and play right away. Yep. Right? He have to get drafted to an organization that's going to develop him, let him grow. I could see him being an Eric Bledsoe type player, right, with a better three-point shot. But to go to the point of what Stephen A. was talking about, and I love LeBron, I love Savannah, we're very close, I've been knowing them forever, okay? It's a real thing what he brought up, right? When you're
I brought up.
Yeah, what you brought up. Yeah. When you're a McDonald's All-American, especially like coming out of high school, you got to have numbers. I averaged 29, 16, and 8 blocks. Bronny averaged 14. It's a lot of conversation, whispers, and everything behind the scenes, and it's a real thing. Even when you go to when he went to USC.
To clarify, you're saying the real thing is what I brought up when I said there were people that was like he didn't deserve.
He didn't deserve to be there. He didn't deserve to be there.
Don't you think some people are giving him a second look because of the lineage he comes from and because of the potential?
Yeah, I mean, yes.
That's clear.
Yeah, he has the potential. But what I'm saying is let's not set the bar or want him to be LeBron James. He's not going to be that, okay? He's going to be a young man that has to go to an organization that's going to be willing to be patient with him and develop him. Do I think he can have a pro career? Yes. Do I think it's going to be at an all-star level? No. But I do think he can have a level where he's a valuable role player throughout the league, make some money, and do what he got to do.
Well, first off, he averaged 4 points a game on a bad team in a so-so conference as a freshman. He's not ready for the NBA. I mean, let's call it like we see it. He should be playing basketball somewhere where he's got a chance to grow a little bit on a collegiate level, play some NCAA tournament games, play with some pressure. Nobody's ever seen him play with pressure. And I don't go with these draft combines. I mean, if I did that, I'd have 9 million guys in the NFL who look great in Indianapolis, who be Hall of Fame players and can't get out of their first year. To me, you hit it, the 6'1". I'm not going to comment about the McDonald's thing. I don't know enough about that, and I didn't see him play either. But the facts speak for themselves. He went to USC, which is not a dominant basketball program, in a bad conference, and I know he had a health scare, so we got to keep that in mind. He averaged 4 points a game. I mean, geez. And he's 18 years old, and now he's going to go play in the NBA? I mean, Castle went to Connecticut, won a championship. Yeah, scored 24 points in
Castle's a different.
I understand
Castle's
that, but
it's
in the same draft there, Mal.
Yeah.
I mean, they're in the same draft. This kid hasn't done anything yet. He's not ready for the NBA.
And Castle's also at the best program in the country. Totally different deal.
I need to get back to my point because it's serious. What Perk brought up, there were people who were questioning whether he deserved to be a McDonald's All-American as a high school player. And they were saying he got the nod because of his dad. When you have that as a backdrop, and then you have this coming up with what Doggy pointed out, with what you co-signed in terms of what I said, I'm telling you that level of momentum is what is going to rain down upon him. Now it's about your red. Now it's about what you got to show and prove. Because, again, to get what he got, it cost somebody else something who was more deserving.
Yes.
And when that is something that your name gets attached to, that's why I feel it's so unfair to Bronny, because Bronny didn't do that. But your dad talking about what he wants, what he is. Do you have any idea, LeBron James, the Mount Rushmore of basketball, one of the greatest basketball players, top 2 all time as far as I'm concerned, a billionaire in his own right, very powerful, very influential. By the way, talking to folks all over the place, including in Saudi Arabia, about potentially owning a damn NBA team. You got all of this stuff going on. This is LeBron James we're talking about, and you go in front of a camera and you say, I want to play with my son. There's plenty of players in NBA history that wanted their children to be in the NBA. He didn't say that. He said, I want to play with him. And the indication was, money don't mean anything. I'll go wherever my son is, just to be able to wear the same uniform and be in a locker room with my son. And that's why you've got other teams, people in their minds talking about, well, is Dallas a possibility? Are the Lakers with Jeannie Buss and Rob Pelinka and them with the second round pick, 55th over? Would they be willing to do this? Would somebody else try to position themselves to do this? You got these questions being asked, none of which is Bronny James' fault. And it's not the fault of LeBron James from the standpoint that he was,
it's a desire
he was insensitive.
That he has, yeah.
He didn't know. LeBron didn't know. But this is what his proclamations did. This is what it created.
But Bronny did clean it up at the Combine in saying that he just wants a chance in the league.
Yeah, but nobody. But I'm telling you, Molly, no one cares. Nobody cares about what Bronny James thinks in terms of what he wants as an NBA player. Of course, you want to be in the NBA. You want to go in your own merits. What they care about is what LeBron James told the world. And that's what saddens me, because I'm sitting there telling you that a father that loves his son so dearly, he made a mistake in publicly declaring what he declared, because it brought the wrong amount of attention on Bronny. And Bronny is going to be scrutinized even more than he was already going to be scrutinized.
He did it multiple times. He even went on social media and said, I'm watching some of these guys play, and Bronny is, and it's not the correct, but
he said he was ready to be some of the NBA players.
We're not sure it's the wrong thing until we see how it all plays out.
I'm on fire. It's 88 over here.